All right, good Monday morning. Thanks for checking out this Iowa forecast update here. We're looking at current radar out there this morning. Not a lot going on across Iowa, but we're going to be watching that winter storm that's going to be eventually working its way into the area. Actually, down here across the southwestern U.S., you can see this troughing going on right in there. So as we look at current temperatures, though, this morning, you can see teen single digits across northern Iowa, 20s off to the south. We look at the wind for today, west-northwest, about 5 to 15 miles per hour. As we go into tomorrow, we're going to be dealing more with a southeasterly wind, about 10 to maybe even closer to, I would say 10 to 15, maybe closer sustained to 17 mile an hour at times. You're going to see gusts near 25 to 30 miles per hour at times, especially farther to the south here across central and southern Iowa here later tomorrow afternoon. Look at temperatures today. Looking at high temperatures in the 20s farther north, lower 30s off to the south. As we go later on into tonight, looking at teen single digits across northern Iowa, 20s off to the south. A little bit of the same. Now, as we look at the forecast radar, as we go into Tuesday, it says you get into Tuesday morning here, we'll see this quick pulse of some moderate to heavy snow working into western Iowa as you go through Tuesday morning. It's as we go through the afternoon, guys, this will definitely start to branch out and increase across the state as you go through about 1, 2 o'clock Tuesday afternoon. You can see this banding of moderate to heavy snow across the center part of the state here. Sleet, maybe even some freezing rain down here across southern Iowa. So the southern area is likely the best bet to see that freezing rain sleet risk here as we go through the day. This is as you get to about 4 p.m., tack on a couple more hours here. We get into about 6 p.m., going through about 9 p.m., 9 p.m. Tuesday evening. You can see here a lot of areas dealing with sleet and freezing rain here off to the south. And this is what we're talking about. And then farther to the north here, you're going to see mainly snow out of the system. So you can see snow still back into northwest Iowa by 9 p.m. Tuesday evening. As you drag it on a couple more hours here, we go through about midnight, 1 a.m., Wednesday morning here. We're looking at still seeing a fair amount of precipitation across the central and eastern part of the state, but as we get into roughly 4 or 5 a.m. Wednesday morning, the eastern part of the state, probably the only areas to see some snow, maybe even some rain down there into southeast Iowa as you get up Wednesday morning. And as we get into about 6, 7 a.m. here, you'll notice there's still a little bit of snow across the eastern part of the state. But it's as you get towards midday on Wednesday, things will finally clear out of here. That's round one. There's going to be another round hitting possibly later in the week, which we'll talk about here in just a second. As we look at the probability for 6 inches of snow from the latest ensemble guidance, we could say basically the eastern, northeastern part of the state, the best favored area here. You can see within the latest GEFS as well. Still seeing that similarity contrast. So diving deeper into the details here, would say probably 2 to 6 inches of snow here in these blue shaded areas. And then I think there's going to be an area here from central and into east northeast Iowa where I think roughly 6 to 9 inches. I'm trying to draw this, guys. Sorry about that. And then there could even be some hatched higher amounts here in those areas right there. So that is the latest thinking as of right now. I'm not going to draw up a snowfall forecast map just yet today, but I'll give you just an idea from the video standpoint of what I'm looking at right now. And we'll continue to watch trends shift a little bit because we've seen over the last day and a half, the storm continues to slowly shift to the south. But I think we finally are starting to see the agreement that we want to see here for things not to move quite as much within the latest data. So that is something I did want to note. But as we look at the latest potential for ice here, don't really pay attention to these numbers because these, what oftentimes happens is the models don't actually pinpoint how much ice is going to fall at your particular location. What I can tell you though is basically along and south of this line right here across basically the southern half of the state here, we're looking at the potential for some icy conditions here throughout the day on Tuesday. So would definitely keep that in mind. Now, there is going to be some rain, especially down here in the southeastern part of the state, that could limit that ice accumulation, but it's generally across the southern part of the state where we're going to see that sleet ice potential on Tuesday. So I did want to mention that. And then, of course, we're going to be watching for the next system here, the second half of the system as we get into Thursday and into Friday. So Thursday is looking dry. It's as you get in Thursday night into Friday here. Here comes the next round here. I'll go ahead and zoom it out into Iowa here. I just wanted to show you where it was coming from here. But as we go into Friday morning here, possibly dealing with another ice snow risk here across the a good portion of the state here as we go in through Friday and into Saturday morning. It pulls out of here. So we'll keep an eye on that, keep you updated there as well. So as we look at high temperatures, though, over the next couple of days, Tuesday, 20s to the north, 30s off to the south. We get into Wednesday, 20s north, 30s off to the south. teens and 20s for highs on Thursday, definitely because the snow on the ground and the new fresh snow is going to keep those temperatures at the surface much chillier. And then on Friday, dealing with 20s for high temperatures, 20s on Saturday, 20s also maybe on Sunday. I think these need to be revised a little bit here around the 3rd of January as we go ahead into the new year. So, but that's all I have for today. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Talk to you soon.